pull with it.
I think I grab it with like.
I try to do like the scissors, like you say.
Let me just see what I do, because I know there's something specific I do that helps me.
And you pull up, right?
Yeah, I just grab it and center that. I know. He's like, I thought this was done already. So, we didn't teach him the mounting block, did we?
No.
Did you want to teach him that, or did you want to play with some, like the sideways? It's something you've been doing with him, right? The sideways?
Can we do both, you think, or no?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. So.
And because if he is too bored with this, then we can go to the next thing.
Okay.
Because he is the type that will get, like...
Okay. So the first thing is we have to explain to him about we have to explain to him about the hind yield. So I'm going to have you tell me, as a prospective future trainer. There we go. What is the first thing we have to know he understands?
He's going to have to understand to bring his hind end toward me.
Okay. What's the first thing he needs to understand? So, like, asking him to bring his hindquarters towards you might be like a 2 or 3 step later thing. How can you help him understand? So let's just say you were about to ask him to do it and he's clueless. How can you break it down even another step?
I would put the rope over here for him.
Mm-hmm. Hi. So how now, let's just say hypothetically, we're not going to get anywhere there. How can we help him flip to the right page?
Hold this and tip his nose.
Okay, but how can we help him a step even
prior to that?
Yep.
I don't know.
So we want him to have the message to the hind feet. And we want him to have the message to crossing over with his hind feet. But asking him to cross over towards us might be much more difficult for him to grasp without having kind of a preview.
Okay.
So what would be a preview?
To get him to yield the hindquarters.
From the other side.
Yes.
Yep. Using your rein from in your hand so that he recognizes the tip. Okay, so that's how you introduce it. And then now gradually, yeah. Good. So I would do that 3 times to make sure that he's paying attention to the page is to do with that. Yep. Good. Now, as long as you were using the rein cue on this side, it'll be able to transfer. If you were just telling him to move his butt and your rein cue had nothing to do with it, he's not going to make the transfer.
Let me do it again.
Mm-hmm.
He'll do it before I even...
Good boy. Okay. So this time, try on this side. And what you're going to do is you're going to try to use the rein cue as your original introduction from this side. He may back up, because that's usually their first response. So now the trick is you absolutely have to get his nose tipped in order for him to make the connection. Because right now with his nose straight or towards you, it's only going to make him back up. So his nose tipped is the most important part. So don't worry about his hind legs yet. Just worry about getting his nose around. Yeah. So another way you can help him is to reach your hand a little bit more over his back and then twist your wrist. So have the rope in your hand like this, reach more over his back, and then you're going to twist your wrist where your pinky's trying to grab the tip of his nose. So you're imagining your pinky is what's grabbing a hold of the tip of his nose. Okay, so I'm gonna just help him get his nose around so that he understands that, because I know you're not as tall.
Yeah.
So so I'm gonna ask him to bring his nose around. As soon as he brings his nose all the way around, I'm gonna release to say that's all we've been looking for, bud. He does hold strong in his convictions.
He does, doesn't he?
Yep. So there should be a lick and chew attached to that because he got released. Go ahead, you can do it. Yep, you're right. So this is when I would start incorporating my yeps and nopes.
Okay.
So that way he can realize that there is a hotter and colder kind of thing going on here. Yep. 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 So I'm going to do it one more. Excuse me. Excuse me, we're not doing that. I'm going to do it one more time, and then we should have him at least understanding that his nose needs to come around. Yep. Yep. Don't quit me. Yep. Follow that thought. Follow that thought. Hey, talk to me. Yep. Okay, so he was a little extra resistant. Me letting you loose isn't about eating, though, bud. Sorry. Yep. Nope. 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 Yep. So I rewarded the yield. Now that can get tricky. Because did you see what he did first before he yielded? Nope. What else did he do? He threw his nose forward first. Then he yielded off. So you gotta be real careful that you make sure that you only end on the right answer. Because if I had let go or allowed him to pull through my hand, then he would have thought. Because he may think now, he may do it to you. He may think that's the first part because it still resulted in a release. So here you go. He is still being resistant. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Now, had he been as difficult as he's being, how could you break that down even more for him if we were to look for a preview to that and do a yield to his? Yeah. No, he was being resistant. Yeah. Yeah, he was holding strong straight ahead. Good. Good. So now how we're going to explain to him that we want him to think of something else in addition. So now he gets it. That's part of it. So now we have to say, okay, that's great. Now we need to add to it. So how would you add to it now? Right. And let's just say he's as strong about not moving his feet as he was about not moving his head. When would you release just to help him if we were in a struggle, but yet we don't want to go to the other side. Even a lean. Okay. The page we're looking for. Yep. He's just at the very margin of it. Stay with him. Yep. Stay with him. Stay with him. Get it till his nose is around. He can't do it. Yep. Now watch that he doesn't come all the way through. You just be ready to back up is all. Now don't let go until he makes a decision. So you're going to kind of keep him in a pretzel until he makes a decision to yield that hind end towards you. Basically you're putting him in this position and then you're saying, okay, now how do you get out of it? And that's the game. How do you get out of this? You're in this position. How do you get out of it? Good. Good. And it's funny because you were darn close to being so distracted that you almost missed it. And your release was good. But I was watching you get distracted. I was watching you start to focus on his face. Yep. Now he'll probably do it a little quicker this time, so just be ready. So just have that in your mind that I put you in this position. How do you get out? Here it comes. Good. Okay, we're going to do one more. Yep. It's going to come a little quicker this time, so just be careful, be ready. Him bouncing right now, that's just him looking for another answer in case he's got it wrong. He's just double checking that he don't tell him to do anything else, just hold still. There. Good. Good. Okay. So, now what would be your next step if you feel like he's kind of comprehending that? Now he doesn't have it, but now you notice when you ask him to bring his head around, he's like, "Okay, I got that part." So that's why I always know when they're on the right page, when I know when I can take it to a different level, where if I start to set them up over here and then ask them to go to the mounting block because they start to show me that they understand by using their head. So how? Yep, 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 yep. Good, good. Now, see, in this case, because it's usually mounting block related, or we don't need them to do this massive crossover because sometimes that causes the overachieving, and then you have to kind of explain to him smaller steps. So if he's only taking small steps, we're not going to go nuts trying to ask him to give us more. Okay, so go ahead and bring him a little bit, like let him kind of unwind, because right now he's fallen asleep, but it's not necessarily because he's asleep. It's because he could be, experiencing mental. Okay, go ahead and ask him to do it again. Now, what's going to be important when you have to support him? What's going to be kind of an important thing? Well, you're not going to get it, only because it doesn't really make sense as a question. How we say, "Oh, you need me to support you," how we do that, how we get our rope on that side might be important too, for them to go, "Oh, wait, I might have," because then, yeah. So instead of, sometimes you're going to flip it this way, being consistent in how you offer the support. So that was more backup and a shuffle. So we want to make sure that we get because especially with a mounting block, we want to be very particular. So we want to make sure that this has a little bit of a critical position we're looking for. Yep. Here he comes. Good boy.
Boy. Yes. No. Just because I tell you you're a good boy doesn't mean.
Okay. So this could be, biting it a little fast, but let's see. He is familiar with being ridden, so he's familiar with a mounting block. So we're going to just ask him to. And what I usually do is I set them up almost correctly, and I leave them just a little bit off.
Okay.
So that it's not a big deal to ask him.
Move his butt a little bit.
I would bring him all the way around so you can help him. So in other words, I would bring him and line him up as if you didn't know it and you were trying to actually line him up, but then leave him just a little bit off.
Okay.
So that you can get that half a step clear, correction that he's going to understand. Yeah, but I would have brought him, give him more room. No, it's okay. Like, you walked around the block easily for your body, but you didn't walk around the block easily for his body, right? See, he's practically on top of it. So you want to make sure that you bring him all the way around and actually approach it as if you're bringing him back to your house. So that way he comes into the block like this and his butt slightly sticking out. Yep, so you were tempted to come in real close again. There. Good. Now, help him by bringing his front legs closer to it, just his front legs. Leave his hind legs out there, but invite his shoulder to come closer to the mounting block. Don't kiss her, or go forward. Yep.
I'm going to constantly do it that way.
Okay, I would.
Understand?
Yep. So until he tips his nose. So now what I would do in a case like that, because you're in a little bit of a pickle there, right? Yeah. So if you can reach with this hand back to here, I would ask his front legs to come closer to me. Okay. So that way because if he does back up, now and I would even ask him to take a step forward.
Step up. Step up. Which one?
Both.
Oh, okay, both. Go ahead. Take the other one. Take the other one. Yep.
Good.
Okay. Good.
Good boy. So, quick question. There was. I know he's not that familiar with the wiggle, but you were saying, step up.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So if he stepped back, he wouldn't have done anything wrong. So the nose is the important part right now. Until you get the nose, you're not getting anything. There you go. A little bit more with the nose. Good. Good. And now just hold.
You're thinking about over.
Good.
Good boy.
So now, if you were in his head, why did he wrestle a little bit? Can you let him have that whole rope? There you go.
Oh, I know. I wasn't really holding consistent pressure.
No. There's actually a psychological reason or an actual justifiable reason on his mind why he struggled with you a little bit just now. Has nothing to do with you. Has nothing to do with what you did.
Is it because he's so close to the mounting block?
It's because he's aware of the mounting block, and you're asking him to step towards it. So it's basically like you're asking him to not, like, as if you, like, they always like to tell us, I don't think you know that's there, Right. They like to protect themselves from our stupidity. So as far as he was concerned, is you were stupid and forgot that was there, and how do you expect me? So that's why he wanted to wrestle with you, is because he didn't believe you knew that was there. So now what I do is I always step down, I walk the horse away, and let them digest what they just did. And then I bring them back the same until I believe that they're getting it from that short angle, and then I start to increase their position away from the block to where finally, if all goes well at the end, you can leave him standing over here facing you, get on the block and have him go, oh yeah, I know that one. He always kind of this lethargic though?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. He's actually pretty up today. Come
on. Okay.
Well, it could be too. He did get shots yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's kind of what I was asking. Like.
He runs a fever, so he's been on Bute.
Okay. So you almost set him up perfect to where he may not have much he can do to help. Well,
I see.
You know what I mean? He's almost like set up perfect for the mounting block, so it's kind of where it's really being critical to ask for that half a step that you gave him to do. So what I would do is I would set him up where he definitely has to take a step over.
All right, come on, bud. Walk. I know. Wake up a little bit. Come on, this will be good for you.
Did we do? Yeah, we did him coming down the pole, right? To the mounting, yeah, to the mounting block. Yeah.
I did it again. Come here, bud.
It's okay. No, that's good. Now just have his front legs. Have his front legs come more over. Good boy. Step on your own feet. Good boy. Okay, go ahead and step up there. Nose is the most important part right now.
Okay, what do I do here?
So, is he okay with you flipping the rope over his head?
Oh, yeah.
So, yep, so you're going to flip the rope over his head, get his front feet back in the same position. So now the trick with something like that is to quickly get him back to the starting point. Because otherwise, he may just back up again because there's a little bit of time lapse there between the mistake and the opportunity to try again. So he may just back up again. Because he was believing that was the answer. He's probably going to just back up again too. So getting his nose is the most important part right here. So just think about, there you go. Yep.
Yep. Over. Over. Over.
And stop. Good. Good timing. Good gentle release. Good.
Good boy.
A gentle release is better than a throwback or a total drop. But an actual release is...
Come on. You're good. You're good. Good boy.
Thought I saw a snake. They don't bother me, but I just wanted to see him.
You okay?
Oh, yeah, we're all up in your head, huh?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Puzzles.
Some fun? Can I try again? You can do it. You can do it. Smart boy.
Okay, go ahead. So, also part of the trick is, I mean, granted, he just decided he's going to stop and come off some of his adrenaline there, but another thing is I always take him for a walk,
Okay.
So like walking him away and then stopping is really not the same as letting them just kind of, like kind of, it's a thought, like a thoughtless, it's something he doesn't have to think about, but it's keeping his blood kind of moving, Good. You're taking nice wider turns now, too. So front legs to the mounting block. Good boy. Yep. Good boy. There you go. There you go. Good boy.
Over. Over.
And stop.
Good boy.
Don't worry, she's not getting on you. He got this worried look on his face.
Yeah, that look like
That's why he started to back up. He's like, oh no, that's not what I signed up for.
no, that on lock here. He hates being ridden bareback.
I think he's just such a good guardian horse that being ridden bareback by an unbalanced rider upsets him. I think once you start getting really good at riding bareback, he's probably going to prefer it. Most horses do actually prefer to be ridden bareback. There's a better connection. Good boy.
He would be an excellent therapeutic horse.
Yeah,
He loves children.
he's half asleep. You wouldn't even have to drug him.
He loves children. When my grandkids come here, I can put any of them up on him. Hey, step over. Come on. Bring him over, bud. Come on, bring him over. That's it. Yep, yep. One more. That's it. Go baby. Yeah, I can count too. Should he be up a
Step.
little?
Yep.
Okay. Can I do it from up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Step up. Step up. Step up. Step up.
Good. Good. Now he challenged himself. He said, "Okay." So now it's really imperative that you guys. So far he has not said, "I got this."
Yeah.
Okay. Until he sees that and says, "I got this." So what he does have is, I think I'm supposed to move backwards. That's the first thing he thinks to do. As soon as he gives you his nose. So the important part is we got to get him believing that his nose is the first part. Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Over.
Good boy.
He didn't quite take that step over though, but he moved.
No, he took a huge step.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. It felt like he did. Oh.
No, he took a full crossover step. Now make sure when you lead him away from the mounting, wait. The direction you're planning on going, you're relying on him to not think he's supposed to step into the mounting block.
Okay.
So just always be fair to where their legs are.
That's true. Yep. You know you gotta move over. Come on. Come on, just a little bit. Come on. Come on. That's it. Yep. 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 No. Don't do it back and on.
He has incorporated that as the first part of this. As soon as you put the rope under, he's
So
gonna.
if I make him put his foot back where it was, does that kind of give him the idea that that's not what we're doing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And he's probably gonna lean back now when you do that because he's convinced that that's the first part. Oh, good boy. Good boy.
Yep.
Up.
No. Step up. Come on. Step up. Step up.
Good.
This might be easier for me.
Well, and often if they think backup is the beginning of it, sometimes having them a little too far forward to allot for that is good. Good. Now, ask for a second one. So this is where we're going to start to tell him that we might need you to do more than the one you just did.
Nope. Step up. He's okay there, right?
Yeah.
Over. Nope.
There you go. Good boy.
Oh boy.
So this time, how we're going to help him, because he's just not exactly getting on the page that tells us, I got this. So this time, you're going to deliberately have him come in on this angle. So he was like this last time. So we're going to start making him believe that there's more to it. So you're going to ask for that step. And what you're going to do when you get that step is you're going to release but not drop and then ask for another step.
Okay. So you want me to bring him in this way?
Yes. His front feet need to still come to the block because his hind feet are what needs to join. So his front feet right now have nothing to do with this exercise other than he just got to... Yep. Nose is important first, but he still thinks back up. So make sure when you initiate the original feel on that halter, it is with the intention of feeling his nose come around. You're looking for that nose. Don't do a backward pull more than a nose turn. There you go. Yep, because then it turns in, as he starts to back up, it turns into a backward feel. Yep. Rio's like, I know how to do that.
That's it. Thank you. You want to give it a go? Just so I don't want to confuse him.
No, he's added the backup to it is all he's done. And that's okay. It's normal. Hi. Hi. Nope. Nope. Listen. Listen. Nope. Nope. Listen. Listen. Wait. Wait. Don't assume. Listen. Listen. There you go. Listen to that. There you go. Follow that. Follow it. There you go. There you go. Nope. 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 All right. There you go. So his body just said, oh, okay, I think I know. Yep. There you go. Follow that. Yep. Follow that. Yep. Yep. Wait. Yep. Yep. You're right. You're right. There. You're right. See, that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. Now I need your front feet a little bit closer to me. So because he was having such a hard time getting on my back feet, do that first. Paige. Nope. Nope. Yep. Nope. Listen. 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 Don't assume. Listen. Listen. So I'm just taking it down. Nope. Now, listen. Listen. Yep. Listen. No. So I stopped the backup by releasing. Just no. Nope. Nope. Listen. Listen. Yep. Nope. Nope. Your nose has to come first, bud. Listen. 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 Pay attention. Pay attention. You're assuming. Don't assume. So I'm going to release when I get the head this time. Because he's been just assuming his feet need to come active before anything. And I need his nose active first. Listen. Listen. So I want his nose and not his feet this time. Yep. Nope. 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 Good. Listen. Yes. Wait. There. Good. Try again. Nope. Nope. Just your nose. Yep. Wait. I know. Because you're also making some assumptions here, bud. So you need to stop.
He's the master of assuming.
Listen. Wait. Just listen. What could that mean? Doesn't mean anything right now. So this time I forcefully brought his nose around because he wasn't following just a gentle feel, and I needed him to stop assuming what he thinks he knows. So that might have helped. Yes. The first time he said, "Oh, okay, I might get it now." So let me just take him. I know. The first time you kind of said, "Oh, okay." So this time his head should go around pretty easy. See? How hard was that? That was hard for you. It didn't need to be. It didn't need to be so hard. Yeah, right. So now you should start to see a little bit more of a wait, am I supposed to turn my head? You'll start to see a little bit more of that now because he was really even from the very beginning, he was like so you don't get this until they tell you with their nose.
Okay.
So that's why the nose is so important. Yep. I think if he doesn't have it, he's like real close. So in this case, a walk could erase everything you just did, or a walk could solidify everything you just did. Sometimes it depends on the horse whether or not a walk right now was valuable. He's leading me to believe that he's going to revert a little bit, but let's see. All about the nose. Yep. And if you feel agile enough to jump down as he backs up and stick with it, then that might be how we're going to get through to him. Stick with it, stick with it, stick with it, stick with it until he comes all the way over. Good. Good. It's still kind of like I said good, but it was kind of a backup, yeah. So we're going to start back the mounting block, though. So the idea is we're going to keep trying to tell him, like, I'm not going to keep jumping down like a gorilla at you. I want you to do it before that happens. So we're going to keep giving him a benefit of the doubt that he's going to figure out it has something to do with doing that right there. So the nose is the only thing you need to be thinking about right now. Now, why do you think that actually just happened? Stick with it. Stick with it. Oh, well, okay. It's okay. It's okay. So why do you think he backed up that time?
Well, because I think when I jumped down, I was pulling back.
You actually gave back and then pulled. So you kind of turned it from, yeah, your thought to back up is a good idea, and then you released and then you pulled. So then that helped him think for sure it was back up.
You can do this.
Sure he can.
You got this, bud. Yeah. Pull it out of the foot up. Come on. Bring it up. Come on. Step up. Okay. Now,
That's fine. He's still got backup in his mind anyway. You can square him up though, so he's a little more comfortable. Forward. I would square him up forward. Yep. And there. Yep.
I gotta get down to do this. I don't have that long of a reach.
Now, one thing that's gotten lost is our hand cue.
I know. Over. Over.
Good.
Good boy. Yeah.
There. That was the first acknowledgement too that he recognized the reward was for something he just did. Did you see what he did to acknowledge that?
No, I didn't.
He put that outside ear forward. Sometimes they almost hold their breath for a reward, and they'll usually indicate with their ears that that's what they were waiting for. Good boy.
Maybe a little more, okay? Over here. That's it. Bring the other one in the thing.
Yep. It's okay. He's just overachieving now because we've been working on the same thing over and over again, and he's convinced that maybe he's just not doing it right. So now he's going to try a little bit more of something. So then that's when they start to overachieve.
If I could just get him to do it one time.
3 times. If you get him to do it 3 times, then it's solid. Anything you teach them, as long as you can get them to do it 3 times in a row, then what you taught them registers. Even right there, when you grab a hold of the rope, it takes a backward feel. Like when you hand it to yourself.
I don't know that I can get over there.
Yep, here it comes. Good. Good. Good.
That's it. Oh, you gotta do it over here. Come over here. Come on. Yeah, you gotta do it over here.
Good boy.
Can we try it again? Come over here a little farther.